Hey guys, most of you know that I started bullet journaling this year. If you're thinking about bullet journaling or you want to see how I do it, I'm about to show you how it works. Alright, so to start a bullet journal, the first thing you need is the journal itself. So you can find these at any store really. They are the journals you see that have the dotted grids. And the grids are just helpful because it helps you to kind of make straight lines and write straight. And you don't even really see the dots once you write on them. So the bullet journal that you see me using right here is an Archer and Olive bullet journal. It's been highly recommended to me and I like it so far. I like that the pages are nice and white and they're thick and nothing bleeds through. But you can literally buy a bullet journal at Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble. I found a spiral bound one on Amazon that I'll be linking on my blog as well. So definitely need a journal. Next thing you'll need is just a black gel pen. The one I got is a Precision V5 from Walmart. But you can get any black pen that you like as long as it's a gel pen. The ballpoints tend to leave kind of a crease on the page behind it. Something else you might want is a calligraphy pen. It's almost like a marker, so you can use it for drawing and stuff as well, but calligraphy is a popular bullet journaling lettering style. I also, on each of my spreads, always use markers. Markers help bring color into the page, and the two markers that I use are the Crayola Super Tips, which are pretty cheap. You can buy a pack of 50 at Walmart for under $10, or the Zebra mild liners. And I have to admit that I think I like the mild liners a little bit better. And something else that I think is essential in making a bullet journal is having a theme. I just think it makes it so much more fun and makes your pages way more attractive when you have some sort of theme going with it. And as you can see, you'll see throughout this setup that I'm using the snake theme since my bullet journal is a snake, and I ended up choosing green to go with it because snakes are Slytherin and I'm actually a Slytherin and the Hogwarts house is Harry Potter, right? So I think a theme brings a lot of fun. Most of my pages I sketch out in pencil first just to kind of see spacing, and there's literally no shame in practicing in pencil first and going over it in pen because you can always erase it. So pencil and eraser are both essentials. And then on the right hand side of the page, you'll see that I have some of my favorites. These are definitely not essential, but I love using them. I've got some washi tape, stamps, stencils, stickers, gel pens, craft paper and glue, whiteout. These are all things that I use, but you don't need. So this page you see me working on is my grid spacing page. And as you can see, I'm numbering the dots both horizontally and vertically. And this is just helpful when you're creating a calendar, creating boxes, to know how many dots are on the page. I end up referencing this page a lot when I'm making my weekly and monthly spreads. I also counted out half, third, fourth of the page to kind of give me an idea of if I need to cut the page in thirds, fourths, or halves. And then right below that on the right, you'll see my key, and this is what's worked for me. Just a dot is representing an event or task. Xing out or checking an event or task when it's completed, a little curly arrow if I move it, and crossing it out if it's actually canceled. And if you don't like this key, you can see what works for you and kind of mark it off how you'd like, but this is kind of what I found works for me. This next page is the rest of 2020 at a glance page, and I like making just little mini calendars for each of the months that we have left in 2020, and I left some space on the right hand side to kind of fill in events or birthdays that I know of that can kind of just give me an overview of the whole year. I'm super happy with how this page turned out. As you can see, I used my craft paper and glue tape, and I used my stamps to label the months, and I just really like how this page turned out, and I'm already finding it super useful. This next page is a pretty simple setup, but as you can see, it's my reflections and goals page, and I'm someone who likes to kind of look back and see what I've done and leave space for goals especially. So kind of probably one of the main things I love about bullet journaling is that you have a spot for goals. I just like to have a purpose for my day, week, month. So I'm super excited to kind of sit down and plop out all my thoughts and goals for the rest of this year, as well as look back at what I've done this year and what more I'd like to accomplish. So super simple, but definitely a very useful page for any bullet journal setup. And the last page I'm setting up is a must-have for me. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I did something similar on the right-hand side in my old Instagram. But on the left-hand side, I've just got this space for books. And what I ended up making this bookshelf page is the books that I'd like to read, because a lot of times I'll get suggestions from people, or I'll think of a book that I really want to read, and I just like having a place to be able to write that down. And then on the right hand side, I'm gonna actually put the books that I read on that side, and I can just kind of rate it, and it's just a really easy way for me to look back and see what books I read, see what books I liked. This spread is definitely one of my most used spreads in my bullet journal setups. There's my setup. If you have any questions or you want to get started, definitely let me know, and you can follow me on my Instagram if you want to see more stuff that I do.